Welcome to the Museum of Aquarium and Pet History. And again, another 5-minute video. And you're probably wondering, what's in this big Home Depot box? Well, something I thought I would never get in my lifetime. And it came up and I nabbed it and I'm super excited. Hopefully it's in one piece. And I'm going to go in through the side. I'm going to operate through the side of the box. I don't want to pull it out through the top. And when you see it, you'll know why. Luckily, I've got the Ninja knife, which cuts through this like butter. But I will need a new one, Cousin Mark, so please send me a new one for Christmas. Oh, it's full of pillows, Span, peanuts. Oh yeah, look at that. Peanut City. Woohoo! Probably should have got another box to put these in, but we'll just clean them up later. All right. So, I don't want to give away the surprise of what this is. I'm sure some of you will figure it out as we unwrap it. But super delicate, that's why I had to go in through the side. I didn't really want to pick it up straight because when you get, material like this, you don't want to bend it. So, okay. All right. Again, you can see all this little detail work on it, like little stairs, little fence. This is all zinc. The whole thing is made of zinc. I can only imagine how long it took to make each one. And it's amazing this survived because it's just a very intricate cage. So if you haven't guessed by now, this is a Hendryx cage. And this is the Hendryx fountain cage. Probably, honestly, the rarest Hendryx cage that I have ever seen. I know the illusion cage people think is quite possibly rare, but I've found 3 illusion cages by Hendryx. I've only found this fountain cage. Now you may think, wait a minute, Gary, didn't you do a video a long time ago called The Table of Wonder and Amazing? And that was the July 2022 video where you had a fountain. You had the same thing. You had a fountain cage from Hendryx. Well, what it was Hendryx, which made this cage. I thought it was made really in the late 1800s, early 1900s, but it was made only in 1924 and 1926. It's the only 2 catalogs I found it in. And they made 2 models. They made the deluxe model with the fountain, and they made the economy model with no fountain. So we had the economy model which was basically this same cage, and but it was missing the turret and missing the fountain. So we made our own turret, we made a fountain, and so we basically took the economy model from Hendryx, made it into a fountain cage. Because I was thinking I will never see one of these in my life. They're just too rare. I mean, they made them for, as far as I know, 2 catalog runs is when they made these. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't special order. I found it with Hendryx, like later in catalogs, in 1934 catalog, you had to special order monkey cages, aviary cages, or cockatoo cages. So in 34, they went to a lot of special orders. Of course, that was during the Great Depression. But back in the 1905 to 1908, they also made this cage with no fountain, with a completely different turret, a very thin turret, okay? So the cage was made at the turn of the 20th century. They did make this cage, but it wasn't a fountain cage, and the turret was different. But when they made it into a fountain cage, which again was 1924 to 26, that's when they changed the turret and they actually put the fountain in it. Now, one thing I wanted to look at is what, okay, so the fountain is pointed, it's 10, and it comes over to here with a little pipe, and it looks like it goes up the top. Wait a minute, oh wow. So the fountain goes all the way up to here. I see. So what you're doing, if you want to see how the fountain runs, you just pour water in here. It runs down the tube, down the side, down the bottom, and just through gravity makes a small little fountain and gives your bird a water dish. So it's not really a repeating fountain or a fountain that runs off a motor. It's just a way to water your birds and have a cute little fountain that kind of alerts them that, hey, fresh water is now come to you, and fresh water is now here, come drink. And then again, every day you're gonna have to clean this out because they're gonna probably soil it. So that's really interesting. I thought there was some kind of mechanism, but again, you know, it would have made the cage too expensive. Already it was very expensive for the time period. And again, it's all zinc. And it's neat to have the original turret, which has paintings of flowers on the side, different flowers, paintings of the window. This had a little American flag on it, but unfortunately the flag's gone. These look like they were bent in. And then the sides have these little faces that look down. And again, you've got the fence, and then you've got a hole down here. I'm not sure what that's for. And then the clips, missing 3 of the clips, but we can make those. And you could tell it's old also from the little perches, because the perches on the end have brass. And only the really older, more deluxe cages had brass perches like that, usually from the 1800s. Interesting to see a cage, you know, that's 1920s that would have those perches. And again, this cage really came out a few years before the Great Depression. So I'm sure the Great Depression just killed it, because it didn't appear in any catalogs after 1926. All right, so if you did see the Table of Wonder and Amazing, you can go back to our video thing, and you could see, if you pull up July 2022, that has the other cage that we made the turret and we made the fountain, and the fountain runs because we put a little motor in it. So it's actually a functioning fountain. But this is the real deal. This is the original one. And if I hadn't got this, I would not know that you can just fill this with water and the water will come down and fill up the little water dish. So that is actually really cool. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to show this. It's something I never thought I would get. And I'm happy the museum has it. And when we open, people can see it for themselves. All right, that's it. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful week. Take care.